But when you buy my graphics, you are clearly demonstrating that you are interested in the foundation of this world. The foundation, the most complex and beautiful one possible, the beauty that endures the longest over time, the most intricate structure in which millions of people shape their destiny. The architects who created these works were defining for millions of people how they should live and how they should die. And these paintings of mine, they are a view from the perspective of those architects from the other side of the barricades. Not from the perspective of artists, but from the perspective of those who were able to take a certain sequence, a certain series of actions, and leave behind such structures for millennia. What did they know in their minds that actually allowed them to do this? Interest in such things, in my worldview, is a much higher level interest than simply an interest in drawing and painting. That's why it makes sense to buy my paintings. There is a certain uniqueness in the very approach to depiction, because this is not a typical artistic approach. This approach is more characteristic of a designer, rather, a planning environment. Essentially, it's a master plan, but an aestheticized master plan. A master plan made up of many layers of meaning and informational layers. That's why it is much richer in intellectual content than just traditional paintings. An interest in such works is, in itself, already a demonstration of intelligence. And these paintings are memorable because they are different from all the others. Not only for the reasons I mentioned above, but also because of their size. They are 2 to 2.5 meters by 1 to 1.2 meters. Of course, you need to have space in your home or your gallery for such painting. Undoubtedly, they stand out dramatically against everything else. Just like the works of the great architects of antiquity, almost as if they are a challenge to eternity, these master plans are a challenge to the rest of the world, which is so fleeting. And all of this drawing has a wonderful, incredible, insanely luxurious content. This is Italy, which has given our world all the main components of civilization, and above all, great architecture. That is, an interest in such works, owning such works, demonstrates an interest in all that context I mentioned earlier. These works of mine depict the most precious things in the world. Nothing can compare in value to the Colosseum. Nothing. It is unimaginable to compare anything in value to the architectural city center of Milan. It is impossible. It is an absolutely astronomical sum. In other words, the entire context that I depict is extraordinarily intelligent, has been tested by time and humanity to the utmost degree, and is unimaginably, incredibly, inconceivably valuable. And when you look at my paintings, please keep these reference points in mind. And if you decide to purchase them, I will leave all my contact information next to this video. Feel free to check it out, explore, and write to me. Thank you very much for your interest in my work. My name is Eduard Kichigin.